guys, in this video we are at Planet Eclipse headquarters in Manchester. Ledz is showing us around. Let's have a look what they are doing at Planet Eclipse. Enjoy it.
So Stefan, wo sind wir hier?
Planet Eclipse headquarters. Manchester.
Nehmen Sie die Ginflaschen bitte.
Mal gucken, ob die Jungs wirklich saufen können. Hengstschlock.
Hengstschlock.
Das, was du an der Kamera machst. Personal haben.
Alles voller Kran.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hello guys, we are here at the headquarters from Planet Eclipse. This is Ledz, the
Chef
man
boss.
in charge.
We call it in Germany chef boss.
The chef boss, yeah.
What do they call me?
Chef Schwagerfeld.
I can't remember what they call me now. Anyway, carry on. We'll call me Ledz. Call me Ledz, that'll do.
Head of everything.
Head of everything, yeah. HMFIC.
Yeah, we are today here to see the new EMF 7000 who will be released in 2030.
CS4.
CS4 and
All
the
of those
others.
things.
Can we
LV3.
see this?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we go and see that now. Is this where we have the thing and it goes like that? We all have our spacesuits on.
Yeah.
We're very pleased for the inviting and to show what is Planet doing and how they build all these beautiful guns and that's why we're here.
Cool.
Can we maybe have a little room tour and
We can
look
come
at
and show you around. Let's go.
Okay.
Going to go in here? No. Trophies.
Everywhere.
We win things. This is our best employee. Bob.
It's always there.
Bob. Yeah. Security guard.
Here, Paddy, a German team. Instinct.
Yeah, man.
Instinct.
We played against them.
Yeah.
Really motherfuckers. Hard to play. Yeah. Okay.
Guns. It's like the Matrix. You know, I need guns. Yeah.
All full of guns.
Yeah. What do you need? Couple of
EMF 100.
EMFs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I take down here.
You have those? A couple of
you,
those?
thank
I have one. I need a CS3.
CS3.
Okay? Twice for Akemi.
Two.
Yeah, two of them.
Okay. All right. Any colour? What's your favourite colour?
Havoc.
Havoc. Okay.
Havoc.
Let's have a look. I might have to steal them off someone. No Havoc there. No. You'll have to have
then I take the
ritual one
okay?
from, who are they? Teep Klong. Stealing it. Stealing it's rude.
I will bring it back.
Oh, here all your guns are ready for shipping or?
Yeah, this is the for production from this week. So
1 week.
Well, these these ones on this side, the other ones that you just saw, they're stock. These are ones that have been built here this week, and these ones are all ready to go out. So that's why they're all tagged up to be to go out to customers.
Okay.
So yeah, we're still heavily back ordered on CS3s and LVs. So customers are waiting patiently
we're
for
waiting
those.
too.
Yeah. I mean, around the world, it's been really popular.
But it's an amazing product. It's really
it's good.
setting the boundaries so much higher.
Yeah, we're really proud of it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's been difficult to come out of the pandemic and then be able to go into sort of full production again. And so we haven't had a real. We ran out of CS2 Pros probably a year earlier than we should have done really. So
Is it possible to see how you make these piece of art?
come on, let's go. Of course we
Give us
can.
a little. Stefan, du lenkst ihn ab, ich pack die CS3 ein, okay?
Steal something.
It's
So-
not stealing.
Okay.
They're just in other hands. Okay.
So have we got anything a bit more interesting in colour? So this is how this particular gun is an LV2, and this is what will be all the parts in here to produce an entire marker. So I'll just get rid of the rubber parts just so you can see. So it's all ready in little trays like this. So everything that you need to make.
The techniques and all.
Yeah,
the
circuit
like
boards. Everything that you need. Including the barrels.
Manual. Also, you have a
everything.
full setup for the box to sell.
So one of the guys over here will.
Okay.
So one of the guys. Everybody, give us a wave. These are all actors. So what'll happen is these guys will come over and they'll take a tray with a gun on it, and then they will all individually build one gun from beginning to end.
One guy building a gun from.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is Steve, and he's one of our amazing
And if
builders.
on every Planet gun you got this little Zettel, the little note, and these are the guys who are building your guns.
Yeah, if you see Steve on a gun, then this is the man who's built it for you. That's Eddie, that's Neil, and this is Stoney. So these are the.
This one was Stoney.
No, this is Stoney. That's
Okay.
Neil. That's Eddie over there. So, yeah. So then what happens with them then is you've seen all the stickers. Once they've been built, we then test them. They have to go through a test procedure.
Okay.
We'll go in here. We have 2 gas safe rooms in the building, and this is one of them. So all the paintball markers are, after they've been built, they'll come into here, and then one of the builders will test them. We try and make it so they don't test their own guns, so they'll test somebody else's. So we've got a bit of continuity. Scans them on the computer. The computer will give it a series of tests. And then they'll go through the test procedure, and then they'll literally, you just mock it up for now. You can just sort of,
make sure there's no leaks. And every paintball marker gets fired as well. We make sure the velocity is under 300 FPS, and if the tech is happy with it, then print a label out to say I'm happy with it.
So then, so once it's passed the test procedure, a little label will come out. And it will say that it's been passed by Eddie, and then that's one that will be added to the gun. I won't put it on this because we've already done this. And then that means it's been passed. If for any reason it's failed, the computer will tell us that there's a fail, and then a fail sticker will be printed out. And what happens then? The gun goes off to a fixing room, and then in the fixing room we identify what the problem was. It might have been a leak, or it might have been over velocity, or
So if I wasn't happy if the gun was leaking, I would say it's leaking from the barrel. Then I'd tell the next technician exactly what I found, and it would save time.
And then they would literally go like this.
Yep.
It would go on the gun. And then it would go off into the test room, and then they would know that was the problem, and then at that point the marker would be repaired by somebody else, and then identified what's wrong. So if it's a component part that's wrong, or if it was an O-ring, or it could be an assembly issue, the guy's getting it wrong, and then we'll do some retraining for that person. And then at that point, it then goes all the way through the test procedure again, comes back into this room, gets tested in exactly the same way, and then it goes off for packaging for another test.
Okay.
So is that okay to?
Yeah.
That's why you never have a problem when you buy a gun from Planet Eclipse. It works always out of the box.
Yeah, the quality control is very high. It has to be.
Yeah. That's the secret source.
Yeah. And then do you want to do the last bit of testing if we're doing a testing thing? Okay, so once it comes over here, there'll usually be obviously more than one. Whoever's going to package it up will scan it again, and then this will be the final sort of check. You'll put everything in the box. That's that comes in with it. The barrels and the S63 and the inserts. You'll also do a final check on the make sure there's no nicks, bangs, make sure the barrel's matching. You know, if you put a gold barrel in with a, you know, with a black gun, it's not right. And then it will have the final scan. And then at that point, there'll be the labels created for the packaging, and then it will go to it'll go through into sales, and then I'll be ready to go out to a customer and hopefully make them happy while they're shooting fools. There's nobody here. All automated. You can't really see.
Where do you build the metal body?
So.
An aluminium body. Where do you get it?
So the people who've been in paintball a long time will know this. We still have it made by Bell Sales,
Okay.
which are the people who made the Evolution autococker.
Okay.
So all the way back then, that's when we met them, and that's when we became friends, and we still use those guys now. So they make all our high-end metal in the UK.
Then they ship it here, and then you make the final building and the...
Yeah, so the metal comes in here, all the component parts come in here from different places around the world, whoever is the best people in making, you know, the circuit board or the grips or whatever it happens to be. And then the metal body comes in, and then we process it, we go through, we check the metal for any imperfections before it comes through to the blasting machine, then gets blasted, rechecked, sent out, anodized, checked when it comes back from anodizing, and then that's when, and only then will it go into build, and then there's already been a good handful of checks, you know, and that's all, you know, hand, you know, every gun has gone through hand by hand, you know, to do it. It's not very interesting.
Yeah. Have such a great mouse.
Maybe.
Just. Yeah, tomorrow we played perfect together.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where are we here? Can you tell a bit? It's all old paintball magazines, I think.
Yeah, we just started collecting the magazines if we were on the front cover, and then it was getting a bit. There was a lot, but now the magazines have gone away. So unfortunately, we're left with just what we've got: a bit of history. That's all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to own it now.
Here's some
So
from the old guns.
This is your anniversary, 20 years? Or what
20 years anniversary. Yeah, we made 20 matching sets of LV and Geo, and then we gave most of them away to, like I've got a set at home, there's a set here, Julian has a set, Jack has a set, that sort of thing. And then we gave them to our distributors, sold a few, and then we gave some to charity. We sold some to charity as well, you know, gave them away. So, but there's 20 sets. Paintball DE has a set, it's in their shop.
And what is this? This piece of metal?
Down here?
Yeah.
This is the first ever prototype Geo. So this was the concept of it.
Okay. And now we got the CS3.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great.
See this, first ever Splatmaster #1. Bought that at an auction from when Bob Guernsey passed away. They did an auction and I bought that.
And what's your favorite gun? After all the years? The ETAS 2, I think.
No, the LV is probably, I like the LV. I've always liked the LV.
Yeah.
I've been one of the people who wanted, you know, we weren't going to relaunch the LV because the sales on it are not, you know, as good as on the spool valves.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice platform.
Okay.
And I've always enjoyed shooting it. When I play, I'm a shooter. I like to feel the gun a bit.
Yeah.
You know, people want super smooth, super light, like what the CS is with no kick, etc. But I've always wanted it to be a bit like gritty.
I know what
Jack always laughs. You know, he can spend months and months trying to make it the smoothest, the lightest, the most slick thing, and then he'll give it to me and I'll go, oh, needs a bit more like sand in the trigger, and he's like, no. So that's just the way, you know, for me. So I've always liked the kick of the.
I know what you mean. It's just
just the feel of it, really. Yeah. I just like it. Yeah.
You feel alive when you shoot
Yes.
an LV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What is this?
This is this is a lockdown project during COVID. It is a Ego 5.
The first Ego?
Yeah, and we suspended it in a bit of resin.
Okay.
A friend of mine did that for me. Made a table out of it.
First Ego come out 2005, I think. No?
Yeah.
2005, and it was about 1,300 euro. Is it right?
Yeah, something.
Something
Something like that. Yeah.
1,200.
Yeah.
1,200, and it was for high-end guns. It was really cheap, I think.
It was a good entry level
It was a
at
good
this
entry
time
at this
because
time.
Well,
other
it
guys-
worked, which was an advantage.
Yeah.
because
Well,
other
it
guys-
worked, which was an advantage.
Yeah.
and it worked. And it worked in all conditions
Yes.
with the lady version.
The diamonds and things.
Yeah.
There's one here. I played with this.
Really?
Yeah, I used to play in a paintball series. It was called Diamond Wars, the series, and it was by MPF, then WDP made the Angel. We've gone back for ages. We used to shoot the Angels to help prototype, use it and stuff. And then so we had this made, Swarovski crystal marker.
I think it's a little bit expensive, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not for sale.
Okay.
Some of them, I've played pretty hard in this, so some of them have come off. But it's got a lot of kills on there. If I took a little crystal off for every person I've shot,
For every kill you put on.
everyone, that'd be probably
Burned a
better,
diamond.
yeah.
Okay, we are now in Led's office. I think he likes chili a little bit.
I do like chili.
And here you can see his gun for tomorrow. Maybe we need a better optic, otherwise it looks very cool.
Okay, so we're on the same team, so yeah.
I will. Give you
Hopefully, you're going to leave the odd person for me to shoot.
Okay, we got a few questions. When did you start playing paintball? Or how old are you now?
I'm 52 now.
52. Okay, and when did you start playing?
I was 16.
16 years.
Yeah, so 1986.
Then I was 2 years. I was 2 years then.
3. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay, and when did you start making business out of paintball? When you start to earn money with the paintball
Well,
things?
why did you start?
Or why?
Why did you build such a company?
I guess it started once I started playing paintball, sort of seriously. But back then, seriously meant just playing as much as I could afford to play. I didn't really have a lot of money, and I'd sort of get myself into a little bit of debt through. I wasn't earning a lot of money from where I was working, and I wanted to play paintball a lot. So I started to work in the local paintball shop called Manchester Paintball. And started working there with Jack Wood. His uncle owned it, and Jack used to run it. So I used to come in and work on weekends there. And then Graham, the guy who owned the place, his wife got very ill, terminally ill, and he just wanted to get rid of the business. And at that point, this is 1991, I was 21. And I'd already met Julian, my business partner, and he was selling paintball products on the road, to other paintball stores. And he wanted to settle down. I wanted to change what I was doing in my career, which wasn't really a career. It was just, working in an office. But I was very passionate about paintball. So it gave us the opportunity to buy a business for a very small amount of money. The way it all started, I was in the bath, and I had, remember those old sort of cordless phones with the big aerial? Yeah. And I was in the bath, going to go out on a Friday night, and I phoned the bank, and I said, could I get a loan for a car? I think I needed 5,000, whatever it was. and they said yes. I spoke to I still lived at home with my parents, and I spoke to my dad about it, and he said, well, I'll lend you the money, so you don't have to do the loan with the bank. And then we bought the company, put a little bit of money in to buy some product, and then went from there. And it was really, at the beginning, it was all about us getting better paintball equipment for us to go and play paintball with. The equipment that was around was very, wasn't really very good. We're talking about the times when there wasn't such a thing as even an Indian Springs hopper. It was people were making, drain pipes, gluing them together and then selling them. So everything was very, CO2, 20-ounce bottles, that sort of thing. So that's when we started doing it as a business. Jack was always part of the business, and then we just made, we played with the Banzais for years and years, and we wanted our equipment to be better and better and better. We used things like autocockers, automags, Icon Z1s, F1 illustrators, that sort of thing, and we would just make them better by making parts, really, and tuning them up. So that's how it started.
What's your favorite part of paintball? Is this sub-air, MagFed, woodland scenario? What do you prefer?
I enjoy one of my new passions in it would be MagFed, but I think that's because I can still go down and play with people that aren't like I take my brother and my best mate with me when I go and play MagFed, and they don't play paintball. So I can go down there and it's not an intimidating. The community's pretty good. They're not getting overshot. They can compete. They can get kills and they can enjoy themselves. The competitive side of me really enjoys playing in the woods. That's where I was sort of born, and that's where I got my stripes. And I still think. I'm still competitive in the woods. I still think I can compete and play well. I'm not as fast or as agile as I used to be, but I'm still sneaky enough to sort of get away with stuff, and I really enjoy that. The airball's great, but it's got super fast, and I'm 52, and I don't want to train, and I don't want to, I don't want to have to go and look at layouts and know that, So sometimes, that younger person who does put that extra effort in, they get the rewards from that by shooting me out all the time. So woodland is where I would say woodland for competitiveness, or the mounds and the hyperball, that sort of stuff I quite like as well. And then MagFed for having some fun.
Okay.
What are the new products can we dream of? A little harder question.
You can tell me what you're dreaming of at night.
What are planned? Can you tell us something about
Or
that?
is it a secret? If it's a secret, it's okay.
Obviously we get, every time I do any interview, we get asked what's coming new. So the process from Planet Eclipse is that we never stop making new stuff. So as soon as we decide, as soon as CS3 got launched, or even before then, we were still thinking about and designing the next thing. So it's always a perpetual cycle of us trying to find the next, whatever it happens to be at the time. We've gone through arms races where we wanted, people wanted rate of fire to be fast. We wanted, people were asking for super brittle paint. It's paint that you can't drop from your knee, but they want it to shoot it. 300 foot per second and hit a guy accurately at the other end of the field, but they're quite happy to dive into a bunker and smash the hopper to pieces, but and then it's our fault. So we've been through different things, and at the moment, what people want is they want reliability, which I think we're pretty good at, and they want consistency, and they want pretty decent paint handling, and the smoothness, and it just they want everything refined. Everybody wants refined these days, so. And that's what we're looking towards. We're really happy with our range. We've got a paintball marker now in all the way from rental all the way up to the top end, and everything in between. As far as I know, a lot of your viewers will be on the MagFed tip. We were told what we were producing with the EMF was not going to be good. It was not what the community wanted. It was not. It didn't look right. It wasn't formed right. It was too expensive. It was going to fail for point A, B, C, D, and E. And when we produced it, we went, okay, well, this is what we believe is the right thing to create.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done. We haven't got. We do talk about, you guys know I've spoken to you guys about, what is it that the community wants, and we're trying to listen to those things, but sometimes it's not as easy as just going, right, well, okay, they want this, so let's do that. We'd love to be able to do that, but we can't. It is a process. One of the things that we do as Planet is that we have a certain amount of people building product. So if I had another 2 lines of markers, it'd mean I'd have to sacrifice something somewhere else. We want to keep right sized. We don't want it to have too many staff that we've got nothing to do. Sometimes we want to have the right amount of people. So at the moment we're really happy with our range. We've just launched CS3, and we've got other stuff in the pipeline, but we've nothing. I'm not going to tell you anything.
Okay.
My lips, I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But nice talk around to the end, to the
Yeah,
finish.
No.
How does it feel to be after all the years, I think the top brand for guns and paintball? How does it feel? Because when I think you built it you made it to the top. If you compare it with all the other brands, and how does it feel for you after such a long journey?
When we started the journey, in 1991, there was a lot of our competitors. When we first started, we were a paintball shop.
Yeah.
We weren't a manufacturer really, and you got to stop calling me. It's ridiculous. Anyway, sorry. And those, these are my players for this weekend. It'll be, can you bring me a squeegee or a new lens or whatever it is? So the shops wanted to destroy us as a business, and what we concentrated on is making sure that we were the best that we could be at whatever it was that we were doing, and some of them were so hell-bent on destroying us as a company, they forgot about their company, and their companies ended up not very good, so they didn't concentrate on themselves. So it's great that you say we're at the top, and I'm proud of what we've created, and if we are at the top, then great. We sort of don't really look at it ourselves like that. We sort of try and we always try to push ourselves better, and people will say, company X has got a new, paintball marker out, and you're worried. Yeah, of course we're worried, but that also drives us to then make the next best thing, and we don't want to be sort of sat on our laurels. We want to continually push the envelope as far forward as we can, and that's what we sort of try and do. And when we do something, we try and do it the best we can do it, and the customer needs to be happy at the end of the day. It needs to work, it needs to be reliable, it needs, you sell paintball markers, you need to be confident that marker you sell to someone is going to walk out the door and he's going to come back with a smile on his face. You don't want him to come back and go, that's the worst day paintball I've ever had in my life because X, Y, and Z happened.
He spent so much money for it.
Yeah. I mean, you're ruining his dreams almost. He's some of these players think they're better than they are, but you want them to be able to go and play. When I first started getting into MagFed, the first thing I ever noticed was that I'd go down to a game, and then maybe say there's 50, 60 people there playing all MagFed. There'd be 30 people in the safe zone fixing their guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
For whatever reasons, they'd be stripping down, and there'd be one guy who was like the unofficial tech that everyone would go and see, and he would be like trying to help them out. And he'd just be a nice guy, usually just helping them out. And we just didn't really feel that was what paintball was all about. It's about going and playing paintball. So I mean, I'm super proud if we're at the top, and we'll try and. Thank you, and we'll try and stay there.
Okay.
And we'll do what we can.
Okay, I think thank you for the insights of your
Alright.
history and
Okay.
your what you made, and I think
it's one of the things that it's pretty cheesy, but it's the team that it's not just like, I know Jack's like the famous guy here because he's the one who's the designer and he's the one who we put in front of the camera and all that, but he's not the only guy that sort of, you know, does this stuff. It's, you know, we get, you know, they're gone for lunch, but, you know, Alan Paul, they make the manuals, you know, Matt does a lot of the exterior design. You know, Fish is in charge of doing customer service and making sure that, you know, when the customers do have problems, that we can fix it. All part of these teams is yeah, and that's what sort of, we've got a really good team. We have a good retention of staff. There's not many people sort of come and go. They, you know, they stay here, they're lifers, and they believe in the product as well. And I think that really shows. You know, you've got to be passionate about this. I mean, it's pretty much everybody who's here either did or does still play. And you know, so they know what it's like.
It's same for us. We're still playing.
Yeah.
We're still driving 18 hours to Manchester just to visit cool people from the business and have some games.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you know, it's and I still enjoy. I mean, my oldest boy is 10. I've told him he can start playing when he's 12, and I'm really looking forward to sort of getting in a car with him and going off, doing an 18-hour road trip to your place or whatever it is, and going and doing these adventures, because how many sports do we have that you can do that with your son and that he will want to do? There isn't many.
No.
You know, I can't go, I mean, I play football with him at the park now, but if I were trying to play anything more than just kick about, he'd be like running around like laughing at me. But with this, I'll be 54 when I think he's old enough, and I think I'll have a really good time with him. I'm really looking forward to it. So, age is not, it's not important. I think, you know, you, as long as you've got it up here and you can, and you want to enjoy yourself. Yeah, I mean, even if you're rubbish at it, people still enjoy it. You know, there's I mean, you'll see it, there'll be a woodland scene that always comes last, and you're still all smiling. You know, and you sort of think to yourself, why do they turn up? And they turn up because they have a good time with their friends. They enjoy the company of everybody that's in the community, and they get to shoot some people every now and again. You know, and that's what it's about, isn't it?
I think but that's a good
Closing word.
closing word.
Yeah.
That's why we
Go and have fun. Go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, just have fun playing paintball.
Shoot some fools.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for so we could be here and get some insights. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the room tour, the talk with Ledz, and all what you've seen around. It's really impressive what they are doing, that they are building up every gun singly by hands. They are checking them until they work really, really nice. And we have to say thank you for showing us around, for being so friendly, having us there to visit them, and it was really nice, and we enjoyed it a lot that we came over there, and it was all guys were really nice. It was impressive to be there at Planet Eclipse, and they showed us everything. It was really such an amazing trip, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video too, and yeah. Let's see us next time. Have a nice week. Goodbye.